how to prepare for the perfect job interview, also known as major grade due tomorrow. If you don't turn it in, it's 0, so don't work on your other projects because then you'll have it. So what you need to wear to an interview, it kind of depends on what the interview's for. You've got to dress your best, but like don't wear a tuxedo to a McDonald's interview. But you know the basics. Don't wear exposing clothing or you know, open-toed shoes, heaven forbid. Get yourself a nice button-up or, you know, pants, and make sure that you're not, like, sweaty, because that would be bad. You can't be sweaty. To prepare for this interview, you need to feel confident, you need to catch some sleep, you should watch some successful and unsuccessful job interviews on the internet, and maybe do a practice interview with a buddy or something, and you need to make sure you don't sweat because employers, they're looking out for sweaty workers. They don't want anything like that. 5 things you need to make sure that you do in an interview. If you don't do these things, you will not get the job. You need to make eye contact with the person that's interviewing you. You need to have a firm handshake. Like, you know, you gotta get a grasp on that, but you don't want to break their hand because then you also break your chances of getting hired. You can't sweat. That's not allowed. If you sweat, you're not getting a job. And you need to smell good and not look like a dumpster. And you need to make sure to smile, but do your smile. Don't force it. Just woke up. You know it's time to move on from your old job, and you realize that the wage isn't cutting it anymore, and that your boss is a jerk. So you gotta pack up your bags and run for the hills. Pretty much if your job isn't working out, you just go get a new one. But changing jobs, you gotta be careful about this. After a quick Google search, I found that you need to keep your job, the bad job, for a while before switching to your new one. This is so you don't end up unemployed for a period of time, because then you would lose your source of income. And you can't burn the bridges with your old job once you do quit it, because if things don't work out with this new one, you're gonna have to go back. That would be pretty awkward if you threw your papers up everywhere and you're like, I'm quitting my job because you're all terrible. You can't do that. You can't do that. That's burning bridges. Here are 15 questions that they're likely going to ask you whenever you enter that job interview. Tell me about yourself. Why do you want a new job? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Why do you even want to work here? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What do you want for your salary? Do you want to ask me a question? Tell me about a difficult work-related issue that you faced in the past. How do you handle pressure? Why are you leaving your current job? What do you know about this company? Any of your experience relevant to the job that you are trying to get now? What can you contribute to this company? Why should we hire you, actually? Now, here are some questions that they definitely will not ask you, and if they do, they're breaking the law, because these questions are illegal. What is your age? What is your gender? What is your race? What is your religion? What is your pregnancy? The interviewer is obviously going to ask you a lot of questions, but let's not even get started on what the interviewee could ask the interviewer, because things that you might want to ask the person that's interviewing you for a job. How much am I getting paid anyway? How did I do compared to all of the other people who you interviewed today? I don't know why they want you to ask that one, because it seems, I don't know, I just found it on one of the websites. Do I have to wear shoes? Please describe the culture of your company. Why do you like working here? Here's my sources. Big shout out to Coach Beal's professional communications class for doing exactly what we're doing now.